Welcome back, reality-based athletes and coaches. Thank you for joining me for another video today. We are going straight into the fifth and final reality-based rule of the game. So excited to bring it to you. This rule is really for all the people out there that have been told to trust the process and the process will play itself out and just believe in the process. And I remember when I was playing, I couldn't always believe in that process. I never really knew if I was going all the time in the right direction. And so this video today will give you some great tips on how to actually be able to trust the process and know if you're getting the most out of each and every day. The best part about this fifth rule is actually if you are following the first four reality-based rules of the game, which I've done in other videos, which I'll link up in the description below. If you're following those first four rules to a T and really working on the fifth reality-based rule of the game, kind of falls into place. And this rule is all about driving for results in your sport. So the competency is driving for results, but the rule is that as an athlete or coach, you will always have extenuating circumstances getting in the way. It's your job to succeed anyway. So with this rule, I go out and present and I talk to athletes and coaches and give keynotes, and at the end of it, I'll always have a few people that reach out to me and they say, "But Alex, you just don't understand the circumstances I'm under. You don't understand how I grew up or the situation I grew up in, or you don't understand the teammates I have, or you don't understand the tough coach I have to play under." And I always agree with them. I say, you're right, I don't understand. I can never understand. But what I do know is that you will always have these extenuating circumstances in your sport and later in life. It's your job to succeed anyway. Because see, your circumstances are simply your assignment, because your circumstances are not the reasons that you can't succeed. They're simply the reality in which you must succeed. So when athletes start to cite their circumstances as the reasons why they're not happy or they can't succeed, I always just remind them of that basic truth, that those circumstances are not the reasons that you can't succeed. It is simply where you must succeed. So with all that being said and having that rule in mind, I want to show you the new way to be able to tell if one, you're going the right way with your process, and two, to know if you are falling into letting those circumstances be your excuse why you aren't getting the results or happiness in your sport. And I'm going to put this model around me on the screen here, and it is called, in reality-based rules of the game, the results circle. As you can see, there's two sides of the equation, and with this results circle, this little diagram, it's a great way to tell each day if you're on track and if you are headed in the right direction. And it's as simple as this. If you've ended the day with positive results and or learning, then you've won. If you've ended the day with reasons, stories, and excuses why you didn't get better, why you didn't get there, why things aren't going right, well then you lost. It's that simple. And so with this results circle, when you start on positive results and or learning, if you're looking to get that, you start with yes or no. You're either bought in or you're not. That's the first step of accountability. Then comes the process of accountability. If you're bought in, you can start staying resilient, owning up to results, and then continuous learning. That's another part of accountability. Then you'll have responsibility, which is the ability to respond differently when things don't go your way. And lastly, you'll have teamwork. You will insist yourself and with others to stop judging, start helping other teammates, stop judging, start helping my coach. And doing those things, if you're on that side at all times, you're gonna have positive results and or learning. But be careful. If you are one that falls into starting with blaming someone else, and then you start colluding with others, getting together and trying to agree why things are not right around here, this is sick and wrong, we should be playing more, this isn't fair, and then you get into that victim-minded thinking, you're gonna end each day with reasons, stories, and excuses why you didn't get there. I remember this one athlete, I really looked up to him. I was younger and he was about 4 or 5 years older than me. He was a baseball player. And I just loved watching him play. He was so talented, so good. And he got a scholarship to go play somewhere. So I remember each summer he would come back and I'd ask this athlete, how did it go? How was your freshman year? How'd things go with the team? And he would say, that first year he goes, yeah, I just didn't like the situation. I'm actually transferring. The coach just was an idiot. I was like, oh man, that's too bad. And so sophomore year he goes to another school and come back in the summertime and I say, how'd it go? How'd you play? How were things? And he said, yeah, I'm transferring again actually. That program just was in shambles. No one really cared. And I'm like, man, that's, it's bad luck. 2 programs with all those, these circumstances. Junior year, he comes back, and I'm still following his progress because I loved watching him play. And he said again, you know, just my teammates, they were just nightmares to play with. And I was like, geez, 3 for 3, that's tough. You're such a good player. Where are you going now? He's like, yeah, I got this other school I'm going to senior year. And so he comes back again that summer, and I wanted to see how his last year finished up, see how things were going. And he said, you know what? Yeah, I didn't really play that much. I didn't like it. I actually got in some arguments with my coach. He was an idiot. And I was like, geez. And I really sat with it for a while. I was like, 4 years in a row, something came up. Some circumstances or another person kept this guy from being happy or successful in his sport. And so fast forward to me, I start my college basketball career, Division I level, and I had a rough go about it. And I remember the first thing when I came back that summer, after the whole year had gone on and everything had happened, and people were asking me how'd it go, and I told them I was thinking about transferring. I was probably going to transfer. And I caught myself because I was about to again fall into the trap of blaming the coaches and the people I was around and my circumstances on why I wasn't successful at that school. And it took me a while to really self-reflect and really get honest with myself, but it wasn't anything that anyone else had done. I realized this took me a few years, that my unhappiness and my lack of success was on me. My decisions, my inability to play at that level. With all of that being said, I just want everyone to be careful that the moment that things aren't going your way, jump on that side for positive results and/or learning. Start with commitment, accountability, responsibility, teamwork, before you're like me that freshman year when I almost jumped into blaming, colluding, and being a victim, and ending the rest of my career with reasons, stories, and excuses why I was never successful or happy. I am so happy I caught myself after I started falling into that victim thinking. So where I want to leave you with today is to constantly be thinking about this results circle and figure out what side you want to consistently be on. Because as an athlete, as a coach, you can't be on both sides. You can't be blaming and colluding and being a victim and get positive results and/or learning. It can't go diagonal. You're either on one side or the other. And at each end of the day, you can figure out if you've won the day or lost the day by referring to this results circle. So it's the new way to trust the process. It's the new way to know if you're going in the right direction. That's all for today, my reality-based athletes and coaches. Thank you so much for watching the video. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it. Leave me a comment below. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you have any questions. Love to talk a bit about what journey you're on right now. Punch that subscribe button if you want to hear more videos. You'll get notified right as they're coming out. And that's it. Happy playing days. Let's keep ditching the drama. Boom.
So just because it's been said before doesn't mean that you don't need to hear it. And just because I'm not the first to follow doesn't mean that I can't feel it.